Alright guys, how we all doing tonight?
Good.
Yeah! So you guys ready for a story, huh?
Yeah, we are.
Alright, so I'm going to tell you about a story about, it's a relationship between a father and a son, and the son's name is Tommy. Okay? His name is Little Tommy, that's what we're going to call him. Okay. So when what's the junk? Okay, there we go. So there was this couple, mom and dad, you know, they had this kid, and when he came out, you know, they're like, what should we name him? They're like, Tommy, so they called him Little Tommy. And when Little Tommy turned about 3 years old, he asked his son, he's like, alright, Tommy, since you're 3 years old now and today's your birthday, what would you like as a present? And so Little Tommy, he says, well, Dad, I would like a tricycle. A purple tricycle with pink polka dots. So his dad, he's kind of looking at him kind of funky. Okay, a boy wants a purple tricycle with pink polka dots. And so he asks him, he's like, are you sure that's the colors that you want it? And Little Tommy says, yeah. He's like, yeah, you know. And so his dad goes out and buys him a tricycle, gives it to him. The son rides it around for a little bit, you know. He's just enjoying this purple, pink polka dotted tricycle, you know. And so then, about a year goes by. No, about 3 years go by, my bad. And his dad says, alright Tommy, you're 6 years old now. What would you like for your birthday? And Little Tommy says, well, Dad, I want a big wheel. And so his dad says, alright, I'll go get it right now. And Tommy says, wait, Dad. And his dad says, yeah, Tommy? And Tommy says, can you get it purple with pink polka dots? And so his dad, he's looking at him like, what the heck is wrong with you, you know? And so then, and he's like, are you sure that's the color that you wanted it? And Tommy says, yeah. And so his dad's like, okay, so he goes to the store, he buys him a big wheel and it's purple with pink polka dots. He gives it to his son, and he just loves it. And now, Little Tommy is about 10 years old now, and it's his birthday again. And so his dad says, alright Tommy, you're 10 years old, the big 1-0, what do you want for your birthday? And Tommy says, I want a bike. And so his dad's like, alright, a bike. And so right as he's about to walk out the door, Tommy grabs him by the back of his shirt and he's like, Dad. And his dad's like, what? And Tommy says, can you get it purple with pink polka dots, please? And so his dad gets, he's just really confused. He doesn't know what to think about his son. And so he's like, okay, I'll go get it for you. So he goes to Walmart and he buys his bike. And he gets it purple with pink polka dots, you know. Brings it back home to Tommy, and Tommy just falls in love with this bike. I mean, he's riding it every day for the next year, you know. So, okay, now he's 11, because a year goes by. And so his dad's like, alright Tommy, you're 11. And Tommy's like, yeah, I know. And so his dad says, alright, since you're 11 years old, I'm going to buy you a four-wheeler. And Tommy's like, no way. And his dad's like, yeah, get over it. And so then Tommy's like, alright, go get one. And so then his dad's about to walk out the door. He gets in the car, you know. And Tommy runs out the front door, runs up to the car and bangs on the window. His dad rolls the window down. And he's like, what's up, son? And Tommy's like, Dad, please get a four-wheeler that's purple with pink polka dots. And his dad is like, why? And Tommy's like, because I want it, you know. And so then he's like, okay. So he goes to Fred Meyer and buys a four-wheeler.
Changing it up.
Yeah. He buys a four-wheeler. It's purple with pink polka dots. Brings it home, and his son just loves it. And now his son is 16 years old. 16 years old. 4 years, no, 5 years go by. And so he gets his license, you know, he passes and everything. And his dad's like, alright son, because you passed and you got straight A's on all your tests, I'm going to go out and buy you a car. And so they get in his dad's car and they go look around, you know. And when they're driving by this used car lot, Tommy says, Dad, pull in there. And so his dad pulls in there. And he looks over past like 4 cars and he sees this car. and it's purple with pink polka dots. He just runs up to it and he just like gives it a big hug. He fell right in love with it, you know. And so his dad is like, "Is this the car that you want?" And Tommy's like, "Yeah." And his dad's like, "Are you sure?" And Tommy's like, "Yeah, please, Dad, more than anything." And so his dad is like, "Okay." So they buy the car. They buy the car. It's purple with pink polka dots as usual. Now a few years go by.
Are you serious?
He's 21 years old. And he...
The next thing is going to be purple with pink polka dots, I guarantee.
And he is getting married to his girlfriend that he's been dating for a while now. And so now it's their wedding day. And his dad walks up to Tommy, he's like, "I'm proud of you, son." And his son's like, "I know." And his dad's like, "For your wedding gift, I'm going to buy you a house." And so Tommy's like, you know, he's just jaw dropped to the floor, eyes wide open.
His dad's rich.
So he's like, "Are you serious?" And his dad's like, "Yeah." And so Tommy's like, "Oh, thanks, Dad, but can I make one request? One simple request." And his dad's like, "Sure, son, go for it." And his son says, "Can you get it purple with pink polka dots?" And so his dad is just like, "Okay, what the heck is wrong with you?" And then Tommy just says, "I just want it purple with pink polka dots really bad, you know." And so his dad, he starts crying, and then his dad's like, "Okay, I'll get it, please stop crying." So he buys the house, purple with pink polka dots. Him and his wife move in. And about 3 years later, Tommy gets in an accident. A really serious accident. And he's lying on his deathbed in the hospital. And his dad comes in the room. His dad walks up to him. And he says, "Son, you had so much life left in you." And his son's like, "I know." And so then his dad says, "I'm gonna miss you, son." And his son says, "I know, I'm gonna miss you too." And so then his dad's like, "But can I ask you one simple question, one little question? Can you please answer it for me?" And his son says, "Sure, Dad." And so his dad asks his son, "Tommy, why did you want every present I ever bought for you purple with pink polka dots?" Tommy just turns his head and looks deeply into his dad's eyes. His dad's standing over his bed, you know, he's crying, they're both crying. And Tommy goes,
No.
"Oh yeah, Tommy died."